Good evening, everyone. Welcome to ThetaTalks Tuesdays. My name is Maisha and I will be joined by Sanaiyah. And we are going to be talking about how we can heal the world through theta healing. So, Theta Talks is a way for you to understand theta healing a little bit better, about what we can do and how we can use theta healing in our day-to-day life, and how it's a lifestyle for us, and how we can integrate it and manifest and create wonderful things. We are talking about how we can, as I mentioned, heal the world, and we will do a group healing at the end of this evening. So stay tuned for that. A group healing is a very powerful way for us to send unconditional love to the people that we do love, giving us that opportunity to be able to send that energy versus sometimes the energy of worry or the energy of fear that we may be thinking. We can't help but worry about the people that we love, but is that really very useful for us to do? Is that something positive, or could that have an impact that might be negative when we do that towards people?
Hello.
Hi.
Long time no see. Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, great. So how are you doing?
I,
Have you introduced what we are talking about today?
yes, I did. I gave a little bit of hints on how we can work with the energy of worry and fear and maybe
Okay,
even convert it to other things. So
nice.
heal the world.
Heal the world. Today is really about how there's healing where it's, one-on-one, and then there's group healing in theta healing, right? Which is this really powerful energy of unconditional love. And we have seen the most miraculous healings simply through unconditional love. So you want to tell everyone, Maisha, about our Theta Healing community, this amazing, incredible community of students that we have that are constantly doing group healings, almost like regularly, not only on events that are happening, like let's say there's a typhoon or there's war. So we're doing group healings regularly on that, but also, for different people in the group who ask for healing.
And it's
And you
very
might.
powerful. We have a community of theta healers.
Mhm.
We're about 200 of us there. And there is a real power in groups, right?
Mhm.
With the energy that a group can have. And so what people usually do is drop in, this person's going in for surgery, or this person needs an extra healing right now because they're going through a difficult time. And our community really steps up,
Yeah,
right?
they
So
come
what they do,
together.
they come together and send group healings, and it's so quick and instant because right after the surgery or the day later, oh, this they're okay, and this happened, and we hear all of these really amazing stories on how quick the healings do actually happen,
Yeah.
right? So that gives us an opportunity to do that. And I think it's really also helpful with people who feel a little bit helpless about how they can help others, right? So what I'm talking about is, for instance, if there is something going on in another country, and we're watching the news, and or we hear about it, we can feel very triggered or affected or feel sad, or these emotions, and we feel helpless because how can we help them besides maybe sending them money or kind of contributing in that way. So group healings really allow us to be able to come together and create that impact and difference, because group healings are very powerful.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And first of all, I just want to give a shout out to Kimi Lou. She said she's here and she's listening in. So shout out. Hello, Kimi Lou. If you have any questions, definitely drop it in the chat. Maisha and I are talking about theta healing every Tuesday. We get together and we talk about
different things that we do as theta healers. And this week's topic about group healing is really about, how when we have a community of healers, how we really come together for each other. And that is the beauty of sharing, these abilities and this technique and this energy of just unconditional love. And we share it with each other through this process of a group healing. Now, Maisha, maybe I thought we could talk about some of the different things that our students post about in the group and what are the outcomes and results, right? So I noticed that if a loved one is going into surgery, often the family member who's in our group chat, in our Theta Healing community chat, will ask the group for unconditional love healing. And we always get an update the next morning, surgery went beautifully, right? And so we tend to get a very high rate of positive results every time we send a group healing. Like, I think almost every single time we get a message back saying everything went well, things went smoothly, the person's out of surgery, and so on, right? Which I love. I love hearing that, the group healing we did came to this situation where we got some kind of positive news back. And there have been a few cases where we've sent love to people who were, pretty much on their last, they were just about to step into the light. So we've done that as well. We've done group healings for children. Like, a lot of our theta healing students are parents. So they'll ask for group healing for themselves if they're feeling kind of down. If their children are unwell, they'll send a note to the group just requesting unconditional love, like, my child had a bad fall, and send love, requesting love to stop the bleeding, whatever it is. And not only do you feel so held, you feel so connected to other people in your community who are also committed to healing themselves, and as many people as they can as well. So you have that beautiful energy that comes from just knowing that you are supported. And then you also have the opportunity to send healing to each other, which I think is pretty amazing.
And people keep posting. So there is faith and there is trust that this really works and this is really powerful. And I think that is also very important to understand and get versus I'm just randomly
Yeah.
posting somebody.
Yeah.
It's they really believe, which is why people keep coming back and see the value of posting these
Request
requests. Yeah.
group healing. And it's like, if almost every single time you get a positive result, there's something to it, right? So
Yeah.
everyone's thinking, we keep asking for these group healings, and people come out of surgery or situations and things are just easier and smoother. So there definitely is some power in getting together as a group, as a community, and sending healing to each other. We've seen, across history. This isn't the only modality you've seen something like this. You've probably heard of, across history, communities, groups coming together, and you have these instant miraculous healings and different, healing retreats or healing situations. So this isn't like totally strange that has never happened before. It's happened across time with many different religions and cultures and belief systems. And it doesn't it's not so much about what we believe in, or how it's done, but it is recognizing there's like this tremendous power in everybody sending positive energy to one source or one situation, right? Because unconditional love is the most powerful energy in the world. So if you're constantly sending love to a situation, you're going to get you're likely to get a positive outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we're talking in terms of group healing, and I know this is like, saving the world one step at a time that way. But, even unconditional love can be used individually and be very powerful as well.
Yeah.
I had a client or, several situations where an individual's having a hard time at work with a really tough boss or, a tough colleague. And so what they would do is, after clearing whatever limiting beliefs on any resentments they might be holding, what they would do is they would send this person the energy of love. And very soon after, either the person shifts or changes their behavior, or I've had situations where they actually leave the job, right? So that's the best
Yeah.
possible scenario. But sending love can really impact not only, in terms of groups, but it can really change lives as in terms of
Yeah.
individuals as well.
So I want to take another moment to say hello to Christina, who's sending unconditional love to us. Thank you so much, my dear. So what you're talking about, Maisha, is how we can send love to the people who hurt us,
Yes.
right? The people who bother us, they hurt us, they cause us stress in our lives, like, a difficult boss or a colleague that's always undercutting us or competing with us or putting us down, like the people we just don't like,
Yeah.
who cause us all the stress. We can actually send love to them. And we've seen time and time again that when we send love instead of hate, instead of anger, instead of resentment, we actually invite back a very different outcome, right?
Yeah.
And you shared some of the most interesting outcomes that can come out of that. The
Yeah.
person even leaves the job, right? Or you might get a promotion, or there's some kind of rearrangement that happens, that when you send love to a negative situation, it's almost like you diffuse
Yeah.
the energy, the
Yeah.
negative energy. You break it all up. You're sending all this love, and what you're getting in return is again a positive
Yeah.
outcome,
And
right?
I
So
think, and thought, it's more powerful when you think of something, it's faster than the speed of light, even, right? So if you're thinking, energy of resentment or anger, that's actually what you're sending them. And if you instead change that into the energy of love, then they will pick that up and reflect that back onto you. And one of when I teach like a basic class, I talk about how instead of being worried of somebody or about somebody, whether it's your parents, my parents don't live in the country, right? So sometimes I think about them or I worry about them. So instead of sending that energy of worry, right? You're better off sending the energy of love to them instead, because they can pick up that energy of worry, and it can actually make the situation worse, right? Because the people that you're closest to, you don't really have that much of a guard up. You allow these feelings to come in. So I think that's a little bit hard for people to understand, that instead of worrying about somebody, that you can send them unconditional love, and that would create a bigger difference or impact in their lives versus that energy of worry.
yeah, it's so true because, as parents, we worry about our children,
Mm,
right? And what's very interesting about that is when you worry about your children, when you stress about them or you worry about them, what you're sending them is negative energy,
yeah.
because the vibration of worry and stress, right? Anxiety is negative.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is sending this negative energy to your child. And because your child loves you, they're going to open up their aura, their energy field, to
And
allow the
accept it
worry
all.
and
Yeah.
accept it.
Mm,
We're more likely to accept energy from the people we love than the
yeah.
people who are strangers, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know. So we always accept things from the people we're
And
closest to. So
you
you're going to
know,
worry.
go
You're
ahead.
going to worry about your child. They're going to pick up this
Yeah.
negative energy. And what are they going to attract?
Yeah.
They're going to attract kind of lower
Same.
vibration experiences. It's all energy, it's all
Mm,
vibration, right?
yeah.
And it's like, it's very similar to the idea of like how you can walk into a room and you can just feel really good, or you can feel really stressed out,
Yeah.
right? Or you can be around some people and they just drain your energy. We call them like energy vampires, right? And then you can
Yeah.
be around other people who just uplift you. They make you feel light, they make you feel happy and good. And that's all about the energy people are giving out, right? There's
Yeah.
like good vibes and bad vibes. So it's like we have to learn to surround ourselves with this positive energy. We have to learn to send ourselves and the people we love unconditional love, because it's just really high positive
Yeah.
energy. It's going to lift people up. But if we send stress and worry and like tension, even to situations like, let's say you have an exam and you're just so stressed out about the exam, you're going to bring your energy down, you're going to bring your confidence down, and you're going to walk into the exam not performing at your best,
Yeah.
right? So it's all energy.
And it's like that's exactly what law of attraction says, right? What you put your energy towards, that's what's going to show up, right? So if you're worried about a person, a situation, or country, or thinking all of these energy of worry, and when you hear the news, everybody's doing it at one time, feeling bad, feeling sad, feeling angry, feeling all these different emotions, right? It's really not beneficial or helpful either. And this is not just us talking about it. There's experiments that have been done. I know one, there's a researcher called Cleve Baxter. What he did was he hooked an EEG machine to a plant, a Dracaena plant. And what he did was he thought, I'm going to burn you. I'm going to burn you. So it was just in his head, right? And as soon as he started thinking that in his head, the EEG machine was going haywire. It's like the plant heard or picked up that energy and
Stress
reacted
levels.
wildly to it,
Yeah.
right? So
So the plant got
it's
stressed, basically.
yeah, and it's really there's lots of
Studies.
evidence and studies. Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm going to take another moment because we've got a comment from Alyssa sending healing to my former boyfriend. He's having symptoms of clinical depression, the reason he had decided to break up with me just yesterday. Thanks to the universe for sending you to me
oh
so timely. Okay, so yeah, we always attract exactly what we need to hear, right?
yeah,
I want to share another story, Maisha. So you and I both lost our niece recently, and when the news first broke, when we all heard about it, I did get some messages from like people who, obviously were
yeah.
thinking of me and were checking, is that your niece? Are you okay?
Mm,
Sending condolences to me. And one of my close friends, someone close to me, said, I feel so bad about this. I
mm,
feel so bad. I feel so bad. And I guess I was still in shock and
yeah.
I was still processing,
Mm,
right?
mm.
So I don't think I gave her the kindest answer,
What
but
did you tell her?
yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I told her. It's, I should have been more gentle and kinder, but I was in shock and
Mm,
I was dealing with my own sense of like how, why.
yeah.
And I got this message from a close friend who said, who's basically passing, like giving me condolences. She doesn't know the family themselves, but she
Mm,
obviously knows me and that I'm related. And she said, I'm feeling so bad about this. I'm feeling so bad. And my response to her, which should have been kinder, was, don't feel bad about it. Stop feeling bad about it. Instead, send the family love.
yeah.
Send them love so they can grieve, so they can cope. Because if you're going to feel bad about it, I didn't explain it in this many words, but that was my response. And what I was trying to tell her was like, if you're going to feel bad about it, you're just sending more of that kind of
Mm,
like low fear vibration, the negative energy to them,
yeah.
right? And they don't need that.
And
They're
they're
already grieving.
vulnerable right now.
They're
Yeah.
vulnerable. They're already at the worst place ever. And then if we're going to feel bad or sympathy, or we're going to feel like our own sense of fear that what if this happened to
Yeah.
us? What if we lost our child? Like if we're going to like panic and think only about ourselves and our own fears and our own like, like sense of this is so unfair. Why, if we're going to go into all of that, all
Yeah.
you're doing is sending them all that negative energy when what people need in
At that
times
time.
of challenge and difficulty and loss is your love.
Yeah.
They need your support. Okay. They need your unconditional love.
Mm,
I'm teaching a class right now, which you're in this class with me, right, Maisha? Called Love of Family. It's a Theta Healing course called Love of Family. It's a new class. And we talked a lot today in class about how, you know, our our job, right, is to send love to our family, to send love to our children, not to try to fix people,
yeah.
not to try to change people. And the best way to help other people is to heal ourselves so
Yeah.
that we can be the beacon of light. We can be that beacon of like, positive energy, and that we can influence people with our positive energy and frequency instead of trying to fix them or change them. So life is really about loving people, accepting them, sending them as
Yeah.
much positive energy as you can, so that they feel uplifted enough to make better choices,
And
you
I
know?
think it's underneath that feeling of what services is, what if it happened to me, or those fears, right? Going back to what you were talking about, is people actually have that essence and energy of unconditional love within them. Because I had a talk earlier today, and we were talking about Midas touch and abundance. And I asked the question, what if you had this Midas touch? What would you do? The first answer, I get a new wardrobe, or I would get a new career, or I would travel. Or, these are just coming up. And then after those answers subsided, it's like helping humanity, or grow more, have more trees planted everywhere, or, so it's like underneath our fears, we have an abundance of unconditional love,
We
right?
want to,
And if we can focus on that and direct that, which we already have and who we already are, right? It's just a more
positive way.
b- positive and beautiful way to do things.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, like, we are so stressed out about our current situations or our challenges
Yeah,
that we can't really focus on loving other
yeah,
people and giving to other people because we're not secure,
yeah,
right? So it's that example of being on an airplane, right? And they always tell you that you have to strap yourself in first before you can help someone
yeah,
else, right? You can't go around strapping other people, right? You got to so you got to fasten your seatbelt first before turning to the next person. And, we ourselves are trying to stabilize and feel, grounded and safe and secure in our own life, that it's very hard to do anything for anyone else. So one of the first things I would do is learn to send love to yourself, right? And then send that love to other people,
yeah,
because both things raise your frequency, your vibration. They make you feel good, right? And there are a lot of positive traits, like we call them virtues, right? Appreciation, gratitude. All of these are very similar to unconditional love. Of course, unconditional love is the highest vibration. But if you don't have the ability to feel unconditional love, can you feel gratitude?
mm,
Right? Can you feel thankful that at least your family's safe? Can you feel thankful that you have this life? Can you feel thankful about what you do have in your life? Right?
yeah,
So those are some really great vibrations. If you can't get to unconditional love, at least we can get into appreciation. We can get into respect. We can get into we can get into appreciation, gratitude, and so on. Yeah. So a lot of us as theta healers, I think we all come in to theta healing because we want to heal ourselves. We don't come in because we're going to go and learn this new technique to heal
heal
the
the world.
world,
Yes,
right? Most of us come into theta healing because we're like, we've got so much baggage, so much stress in our lives, or, we are unable to, um, create what we want. We're not happy. We don't feel fulfilled, whatever the reason might be. Or we have an illness, we have stress in some area or the other. We come into theta
yeah,
healing because we're like, oh, we want to fix ourselves. We want to strap ourselves in first, as
yeah,
you should.
yes, which is
And
not a bad thing. It's
not,
actually a good thing.
it's a great thing, right? You got to start with your relationship with yourself, and you got to start with yourself first. So we get all these people coming into theta healing initially to kind of work on themselves. And then they get exactly what we talked about earlier. They start to feel secure. They start to feel safe. They start to realize that, oh my God, I am okay. I am fine. I can handle my life. So suddenly you have the ability to think about other people
Yeah,
because you're strapped in.
yeah,
Theta healing is the
gives you
seatbelt,
space. Yeah,
right? And it's the seatbelt. It secures you, right? First. And suddenly, when you realize you have something that can help you through whatever challenges you have, it can help you heal, move forward, attract, manifest, read the future, all these things that we can do. And then you realize, oh, so I'm actually okay. I'm doing pretty great. I'm good. Now, how can I be of service to other
yeah,
people? How can I help other people? And of course, one of the first things our students do is they refer their loved ones to us. So it's very normal for us to first work with, you know, someone, and then their husband or their wife or their children and then their mother. And basically, before you know it, we have seen the entire family. It's very
Family.
normal. It's like something that happens all the time with our clients, because when they realize, oh my God, this really worked for me, I want everyone I know to be able to benefit from this, right? I want everyone to get this. So all of a sudden we start to see families, and friends of friends, and before you know it, we are healing groups of people, like people who hang out together in the same group. We're healing, everyone is kind of interconnected with each other. And then we start to notice that as people start to clear more and more things in their life, suddenly they start to focus on, what's my
Yeah.
purpose? What's my mission? They start to clear all their drama, all their challenges, all their issues in life. So finally, there's space in their mind to start thinking about, why am I here? What's my purpose? What is my contribution? What is the impact? So now you see people
Yeah.
elevating, in their own. And I think that is what pulls a lot of people
Yeah.
into theta healing, is because they realize it's about time they clear their baggage so they can focus on the things that really matter,
I think
right?
it's full circle, because I think as kids, we grew up watching all these superhero movies, and we feel like, you want to be one, you want to be able to save the world, and, from anything, right? You just feel like, if only I could do that, that would be so cool. And then you forget about it, or you don't realize, or all your other problems come into the picture. And then once you like release all of those things, you realize, you know what? It's nice to feel this and nice to be able to help others. And this is the way you can heal one person at a time, you can kind of create that ripple effect. And I think that's what I really love about being a healer and teaching theta healing, is because when I, you know, work with one person, it affects their family, which in turn affects those people, who they work with, or like you mentioned, the whole family heals and then it extends outwards, right? So I think it goes full circle because we realize that we're actually here to help and heal and love people around us, and we forget all of that because of life, right? And it's
Yeah,
nice to kind of remember it again. And hence, like you mentioned, your purpose becomes clearer, which is, well, how can I serve? How can I be of
yeah.
service? Right? And it doesn't have to be, I'm going to be a healer. It could be through many different ways that you can be of service.
Absolutely. And I think when you start thinking about, how can I be of service? How can I serve the world? How can I serve my family? How can I serve, the people I love? Then you're starting to come from the heart, right? That's
Yes.
already heart chakra level, right? You're coming from this place of unconditional love, because
Yeah.
that's what service is. So often the road, the path to getting there, to the ability, to the place where you can freely love people, where you can unconditionally love people, comes when you are safe, you are secure, you've healed a lot of your own stuff, your own baggage, and suddenly there's space and capacity in your heart,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
love people without expectations, without needing anything in return, because your cup is full, right? Your cup
So
is
you can
full.
fill others. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you can pour into other people.
Mm.
And I think that is one of the things that has been a really beautiful, beautiful part of my own journey, is recognizing that my cup is so full. I have so much to pour into other people, you know, as opposed to being the girl once upon a time who was completely depleted and had nothing more to give, right?
Yeah.
And how my life turned around, right? I do think theta healing is one of the most miraculous things I've ever come across in my life. And I didn't even realize how valuable it is until I started working with people who have other options.
Right.
So in the last couple of years, I started working with people from other parts of the world, like the US, the UK, Australia. And I started seeing more and more clients outside of the Philippines. And what was so interesting to me is, these are people who've done years of therapy. These are people who have worked with other modalities, who've even seen other theta healers. Okay. And they've told me that, they came into a session with me and were completely blown away. They had never seen anything like what they experienced with me in their session. I mean, I was just talking to one of my clients yesterday, and she was like, I have been doing, healing. She's a coach herself for over 20, 30 years. I've seen therapists, I've seen grief counselors, you name it, I've done it. I've even seen a theta healer before. And I have never experienced the kind of healing and the kind of transformation in my life as I have had with you in every session we've worked. It's like what has taken me decades of therapy, I have seen achieved with you in 60 minutes. I don't understand, but you are a miracle worker. And she went on to send, some of her coaching clients to me, and those clients, after working with me, went back to her and said, you're right. She's like a miracle worker. I don't know what, I don't understand it completely. Some of them are already like, we want to take theta healing. They're like halfway across the world, but they want to take classes already. But they're just completely in awe of what has happened in my sessions with them. And I don't take that as like, oh, I'm great, or I'm, there's absolutely no feeling of that kind. I do think I have a lot of skill, as do you, because we've been doing it for so long. We've seen so many different kinds of issues, and we know how to work with these things, and nothing scares us, right? Nothing phases us. I mean, we went to work with our family who had lost a child, which to me is one of the most devastating things you can deal with. And it was intimidating, and it was like, it's not like, this is not like a small thing, it's a
Yeah.
major thing. And we could do it, we could handle it, we could move the entire family from denial and anger to like acceptance and love, right? And we were able to do that in a couple of days. And I don't think of it as it's about us or what we do. I think it really is about theta healing itself, which is an energy. It's a technique based in love and unconditional love. And then there's the skill that comes with experience. I think we each have our own unique superpowers connected to theta healing, which is kind of why we've been talking about it. Mine is the ability to connect the dots, from seemingly disconnected events and find the pattern and clear that. And you have yours. I'd love to hear what you think, what you see as your superpower. But we have these abilities that theta healing allows us to really help other people in ways that are actually, I'm starting to just accept. I was kind of always skeptical of using that word miraculous, but after all these people who keep coming back to me to say the same thing, I'm like, maybe I just better, embrace the fact that it is miraculous. It is incredible. It is life-changing. There's really nothing like it that I've ever experienced. The transformations we see, the changes, like this, it's like this shit, it's real, this actually works. It's incredible.
And you know what?
Okay.
Everybody, like what Sanaiyah says, we're saving you time. We're giving you that shortcut, right? Instead of needing to go through years and years and years of therapy to finally find theta healing and your answer and resolving, take this opportunity to really go a little bit deeper into exploring what theta healing can offer for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it can offer something to everybody, no matter where they are in their life. It doesn't have to be. And I think the stickler of things is we feel like I must have to be really in a bad situation for me to go to see a healer, or I must be really messed up, and it's nothing like that, right? It's just everybody should have a healer. We have healers, right? We see people, we have coaches, because the point is we want to evolve and grow and become not only better versions of ourselves, but love those aspects of us that we rejected or haven't been able to love. And theta healing really allows you to do that.
Plus, who has time to waste anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly. So shortcut,
Right?
right?
Like, who wants to go in circles trying to figure everything out and doing things the long way?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I have no patience anymore. I'm just like, if there's something showing, I want this done. I want this
Now,
cleaned
now,
up
now.
now, right? I don't want to be miserable or suffer or sacrifice or like
Mm,
waste time. I just want things to clean up and move,
yeah,
right? Because I've got so many things going on in my life, as do I imagine everyone,
yeah.
Um, at some point has to just be like, okay, I'm tired of the same old drama in my life, and I just wanna finish it, and I wanna get to my next step, right? So if you're at that place, then hey, you're in the right place with us, because I'd stake my life on it, that whatever you're struggling with, I can help you. Maisha can help you. Any theta, like not any theta healer, but you know, theta healers that know what they're doing, and there's a lot of theta healers that know what they're doing across the world, can really help you with that. I've never come across a client I haven't been able to help. You know, um, so yeah,
So
let's invite them to
to the EBS,
emotional breakthrough. Yeah,
emotional
EBS.
breakthrough.
Yeah. So if if this conversation resonated, if you want to give it a shot, you can't lose anything, right? You might just change your life,
Mm,
at the very least, right? So, check it out. Go visit bit.ly /e-b-s. That stands for emotional breakthrough session. So E-B-S. And of course, it'll be in the comments as well. Just book your free one-on-one, right? Your free
yeah.
emotional breakthrough session, because you'll definitely get something out of it. Even if you just come in and experience that, you'll get something incredible out of it. So I do want to invite you to experience it for yourself.
So I was thinking, Sanaya, instead of doing our virtue cards today, should we send unconditional love instead to everybody?
Yeah, absolutely. But can we do both?
Ah, okay. Okay.
I'm very attached now to our virtue cards. I feel like they give us some kind of message that
Okay, here we go.
is very relevant for me and you and those listening in. Let's do both.
Uh, all right. So I'm sure this is going to be, oops, a good one that jumped out.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, communication and compassion.
Ah, of course. Two cards, communication and compassion. We are communicating things to the people we love all the time. Do you want to communicate fear and stress and worry, or do you want to communicate love? Right? And what is unconditional love if not compassion for others? Right? So our group healings and theta healing are grounded in compassion. And when we are sending group healings to people, we are communicating love to them. What beautiful card.
I love it.
See, we would have missed that.
Yes, true. All right. So, should we ask everybody who's live here if you want to
Yeah.
type in?
Yeah.
Anybody that we're obviously sending it to all of you here, right? But if you want to type in, if there's anybody else that you want us to send unconditional love to, that really need it,
Put
please
their name
type
in.
their name in the comments section.
And we'll
And those of you who are watching this recording, you will also be receiving the unconditional
but
love.
put in
Uh,
the names of who you want to send the love to,
correct.
because we're gonna be doing this group healing so that everyone whose names are in the comments will receive the unconditional love healing. Okay, so we need to know, like, their names need to be there so we can direct the love to them. All right, so you can't just think it in your head. We need to know, and it
Ooh,
needs to be in there so we can direct it and say, send it to this person and this person and so on. All right. Who wants to? Do you want me to lead it? Do you want to lead
you
it,
can lead
Maisha?
it.
All right.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to go ahead and send unconditional love.
And if there are other theta healers, I can see quite a few on tonight. Maybe they can also join
Yeah.
us as well.
So I want you to imagine energy coming up through the bottoms of your feet, coming up into your body, through each and every one of your chakras, coming out of the top of your head in a beautiful ball of light. Imagine yourself in that ball of light going up, 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 and out into the universe, going beyond the universe, past layers of light, past the beautiful golden light, past the jello-like substance, going up higher, higher, higher to the pearly iridescent white light of seventh plane. Go into the light. And all of you who are theta healers, please join me in sending unconditional love to the creator to be held there. And then I'm going ahead and directing the healing. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now, but basically I'm going to be directing the healing to all the names that are in the chat, in the comments below, and to all the people who are watching this this live, and also those who are watching the replay. I also directed love and healing to my cousins, okay, my family. Also send it there. So we can send love to anyone, including our own families. Okay. All right. Thank you. Beautiful. Yep, I see all these beautiful names in the chat. Thank you guys. We've sent it to everybody who's listed. All right, Maish, yet another great conversation with you,
You
talking
too.
about healing the world through group healings and those wonderful virtue cards that really, I think, captured the essence of what we talked about today. Until next week, Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. GMT +8. Catch us on IG Live. I'm thinking, Maisha, can we stage a takeover,
Mm,
right? And we can do Theta Talks on our individual accounts as well.
sounds good. Good.
I don't know how to figure that one out, but I think like I could do a Theta Talk takeover on my account, and then you could do a Theta Talk takeover on your account. And, that might be a great way to do more Theta Talks for the next 2 weeks, maybe.
Okay, sounds good. Just let me know how the logistics behind
We'll
it.
figure it
All
out. All
right,
right.
guys, have
Here.
a lovely week ahead. Sending love
Bye, everyone.
to everyone.